Back with another one. This is in Embracing Being an Independent Thinker, the 40th edition. And yes, I had to push it back. I was into things. I was into my music last week. The reason I didn't really post on that day, let's see, get that garbage out of here. Make sure make sure everything is set. So I decided to push this back today because I could have came back on the 6th. I said, no, let me take a break because I was distracted into my music stuff. I was into my reggae stuff, and I just felt like I was in a trance, and next thing you know, I just losing it. But it gets like that in the moment of ears and meditation and all that stuff is like good vibes. But you know how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna talk about. Yes, we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl and all that other stuff. And I was talking about Super Bowl weekend and all that. To be honest with you, I'm not shocked about the team that won, Patrick Mahomes. They ain't gonna let him win again. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're not gonna let him win again because I feel they trying to minimize him as much as they can. He's got 3 Super Bowls already, which is a great accomplishment. But a lot of teams is gunning for him. So I will see what the Chiefs are gonna do next year. They had a mediocre season, but their season is good because number one, they had it game plan. The rules changes. That's not gonna help Patrick Mahomes. It's actually helping that Purdy guy. Now that Purdy guy impressed me. Um, his team is good, but what hurt San Francisco is the coaching. I would say Kyle Shanahan is just trash. If I was San Francisco, I'd get rid of him because y'all can't win a big one with him. I just don't see him winning a championship. It's not his dad. His dad was good, won 2 Super Bowls with the Broncos, I believe, or 3 or one of them years. I know the first 2 back to back he won with the Broncos. But Kyle's not that dude, man. He's just a wasted opportunity. Like the guy was hurt, right? The guy that was hurt was he was on San Francisco Warrior. Now he had the Achilles that kind of changed the game. Like the first half, they was dominant. That was their game to win. But Kyle Shanahan always blow big leads, and him and Pete Carroll, they can't win the big moments. That's why they're not as good as most people say. But shouts out to the team just to show you that San Francisco is one of them. It is what it is, but but that just goes to show you that Kansas City deserved that win. To be honest with you, I don't really have no issues with them winning a Super Bowl. And shouts out to Patrick Mahomes, man. He deserved that. But to me, that was a Taylor Swift Super Bowl. A lot of people try to say it ain't, but to me, it's a line up for her. So Travis Kelce got a Super Bowl for his girl, but in reality, Patrick Mahomes, he carried him as his teammate. It's a hell of a distraction, ain't it? If you like the Chiefs, they're the dominant, but that could be throttled. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they're the next up, but me personally, I don't like the Chiefs. I think they're very beatable, and everybody's gonna bet against the Chiefs in the future because they're not the team. They don't like to see a black quarterback thrive in this champion. Now he's Cuban, I believe, and his mom's white or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. They don't want to see a dark quarterback thriving at all, winning a Super Bowl. Last time someone won something like that was the Redskins. Oh, excuse me, the Deadskins, aka the Commanders now. But you're not going to see that many people thriving with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like, most personally, you just gotta have to accept the fact that Patrick Mahomes is that guy for now. And it's no diss to him or anything. I think he's a great specialist in the quarterback position. I liked his dad in the Minnesota Twins, a baseball player. He's a Cuban guy, good dude. It's a shame that his son is going to deal with that scrutiny in the future because I think him winning 3 Super Bowls is awesome. And I didn't pick them to win the Super Bowl. I picked against them just for the hell of it because I want to see the Purdy guys good. He impressed me. That 49ers is something else. I'm telling you. I don't even like the 49ers. I don't like neither team, these two. But that Lions is coming back. And I believe Cam, they may go to the Super Bowl. We'll see it. We'll see. But Kansas City, you gotta be Kansas City first because Kansas City gonna have to make some adjustments, and they're fine without Tyreek Hill. Me personally, Kansas City, to me in the AFC West, they still got it. Now, Jim Harbaugh will be interesting. I don't know what he's going to do with that Chargers team. Even though I got two teams I like in the AFC West, already know it's the Broncos and the Raiders. I'm a big Eagles guy. I'm a diehard Eagles fan on the NFC. I still like the NFC conference itself, but I also like the Eagles more, the classic teams. That's really my team per se is number one. And my second favorite, I'll have to say the Broncos. And of course the Vegas Raiders. They all right, but they're not gonna thrive in Vegas. I think Vegas won an expansion team. Quite as kept near future. I don't think they will because I think the Raiders is a great brand for Vegas because they got tickets. The Raiders got a long way to go. You know what I mean? Because they right next door. California's dealing with corruption as always, but it's politics. You know how that goes. But we ain't gonna get into that. And I ain't gonna talk about the war over there. That's irrelevant because it's turmoil right now and people is divided. I'm still listening to my vibes and my music, and I'm just out here just chilling. I ain't really. I'm staying out the way of the BS. The so-called manosphere is there. I try to tell y'all these morons is gay as hell. They act like same sexuals. I just said it years ago, a couple years ago. I said these niggas has been gay and they've been same sexuals for years. They just need to come on out the closet. Nobody likes these groups. And if you go on Twitter, everybody's calling them same sexuals. They don't like them. They're done, bro. Like they can't go nowhere. If you notice, they rule TikTok. I told y'all this 3 years ago about TikTok taking that over. And I think I told y'all this 2 years ago in 2022. They done took over TikTok. I said in one of my blogs. I think it was 2 years ago. I told y'all that. That's the new thing. That's the new wave. But TikTok is still trash. I mean, somebody's gonna buy it out, and the Chinese might sell it to Elon Musk type. When I say Elon Musk type, look what he did to Twitter. Well, I said Twitter's not thriving, sir. Yes, it is. Twitter's been quiet lately. They making some headway. Them spaces, those Twitter spaces, and what else? Y'all got advertised the Super Bowl. Twitter's a data dump for media. Ramil said Rumble's got a long way to go. In some aspects, he's right, but Ramil, yeah, you're slightly correct. No, it's here. I mean, Rumble's not the only option. There's others out there, but Rumble's the only thing that's people drawn to. So yeah, like I said, YouTube, it is what it is. Like I told you, this site ain't gonna thrive forever. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to divide the content up. You're already seeing what's going. They're gonna get rid of the flag button in the near future. I'm predicting this now. A lot of people is gonna get caught up in the whirlwind. This platform that I'm on, and especially this live stream, is a way to show you how I think about outside of it. Yeah, we talk about current events and sports, and we talk about the Super Bowl as being what it is. A lot of people say it's rigged and all this other stuff. No, Patrick Mahomes just deserved that win. It's just the Bills sucked. The Ravens had them. That's the only team that came close, and they didn't execute, and their secondary was bad. That's what hurt the Ravens. I picked the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. I'd rather see the Ravens and the 49ers win the Super Bowl and beat the 49ers. Me personally, he's still the MVP. Now, Patrick Mahomes will never get season MVP. I think he's got it before, but it's no need. Patrick Mahomes has nothing to prove. He's got Super Bowl championship. He's destined to be in the Hall of Fame, and if he keeps playing with the Chiefs, but if he goes somewhere else, Mahomes is a threat. He's an asset to anybody that wants him. I don't think he's leaving anytime. So as long as he got Andy Reid, is good. But if that team ever breaks up, Mahomes will go anywhere, anytime. That Kansas City Chiefs team, they have a hell of a history. They were known as the Dallas Texans. Shouts to the LB for that information of the history. I knew there was something before I knew the history of the Chiefs in the 60s, but I didn't know they were a Dallas team before they moved to Kansas City by their Hunt family. A lot of stuff, but the 49ers, they were the original All-American football conference back in the 40s, and they merged with the NFL in the 1950s. They was part of the AAFC league, and then they went to the NFL later on. So they're one of the original teams. So be glad that football is over. Basketball is still a long ways to go. The NBA is, I heard about Lucas say he wants out and stuff like that. Shouts to Ticket TV for breaking it down. And some idiots try to say he's from Greece. Dude, he's from Sylvania, you dipshit. That nigga in the chat, he's fucking slow. You got some slow ass niggas in this chat. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Yeah, they're the best team in the league right now. Boston's 41-12 right now. Cleveland's 35-17. Not surprised. They're the second best team in the Eastern Conference. That's because of Donovan Mitchell. He was good when he was in Utah. And when he went to Cleveland, he made them better. Me personally, the Bucks, once you have Doc Rivers, they're done. I picked the Sixers over them. Knicks is the fourth best team in the Eastern Conference. Are they going to the NBA Finals? Hell no. So in the first round, it's going to be the Knicks and the Sixers. I believe the Sixers can beat the Knicks. That may go 6 games. That may go 6 games or 7 games. I just don't trust. Jalen Brunson is good. They went around the first round last year and beat the Cavs. They're not going to beat the Sixers this year. The Sixers going to beat the Knicks. We already know that because we don't know if that's going to be the teams that's going to be in it. This is still All-Star Weekend is here during Valentine's. Yeah, this is All-Star Weekend, so they have the weekend to thrive because after the Super Bowl is All-Star Weekend. You know how that goes. The Hawks is the 10th seed right now, 10th place right now in the Eastern Conference. Ninth place is the Bulls. They're doing decent. The Heat, safe place. The Heat ain't going nowhere. We got to see what these trades are going to do. The Magic. See, somewhere around after the All-Star break and then during March, then we get to see who's going to be in it. Because I already know the Pistons and the Wizards are the worst team. They're out of it. They're going to be draft teams for a minute. And that's it. Western Conference. The Lake Sexuals, my dad's team, the Lakers. They're going to be in the play-in, but they ain't going to win. But the Warriors, they all right. But them two teams is terrible right now. They doing decent, but they're playing terribly. But they ain't like, Lakers, they had one streak. They was on a losing streak, too. Grizzlies is good. But they having a bad time right now. The worst team is the Spurs right now in the West. Second worst is Trailblazers. The worst team is the Pistons. You already know how it goes. The Kings are doing very well. They're the seventh place right now because they was in the playoffs last year. They'll be good. You got the Suns, they're 6, and then the Pelicans are doing very well this year. Have a good season. The Nuggets is the defending chance at the 4th seed. They were the 1st seed last year. This is tough for them defending the title, but if they ever go back and win it back to back, I picked them to come out the West this year. They're pretty good. As long as they got Jamal Murray, and yeah. The Clippers are looking good because they added James Harden, even though Kawhi is playing very well. They're the third place right now. Second place, the Thunder is doing very well. I don't see them going further, but the Timberwolves are the number 1 seed. If the Timberwolves do good this year, I got the Timberwolves going to a conference against the Denver Nuggets or the semifinals, and we'll see. It may be an upset. Dallas is in the 8th seed right now. So Luka Doncic better chill. You're in the playoffs. You're in the playoff picture. Just keep beating the Lakers and these sorry other teams, and we'll fuck with you. I got several teams I like in the playoffs that's already going to be in the playoffs. It's going to be, I got my Timberwolves, I got my Kings, and my Mavericks. Those are the 3 teams I like in the West. I'm a big Spurs guy. That's my favorite team of all time. But yeah, I got several Western teams I like to watch. I have a list of teams in the NBA. I don't just have one team. I have multiple teams I like in the NBA. But my favorite team of all time is the Bulls, of course, and the Pistons from the 80s. But I am big on the Western team. I really like. I'm a Spurs guy. Even my Spurs not doing so hot, but I love the Spurs history. But even though I like the Timberwolves, I like to see somebody different. I respect them. I wear multiple hats in basketball. You already know how that goes. The Rockets ain't doing so well. They all right. So the ones I don't like is I forgot about the Thunder. Sorry, Thunder. It's Timberwolves, Thunder, Kings, and Mavericks. Those are the ones I like. The ones I don't like is Pelicans, Nuggets, Clippers, and that's it. Those 3, I believe the Suns, Pelicans, Nuggets, and Clippers. That's 4 teams I don't really like as much. I like Kevin Durant. He's pretty good. He's a good shooter. I ain't like the bullshit he did to get a championship to Golden State. I don't agree with that, but I understand why he did that. It's a business. He silenced people. He did the unthinkable, and they didn't live up to the height later on as three-peated, and the chemistry went bad. And Draymond ruined them. And now look at him on the bottom. So it's like all this stuff come to play, You got all this stuff come to play. Yeah, this is going to be an hour. It's not going to be a long, drawn out stream. You got to get the moments in and do what you can. I just don't really get caught up in the BS. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get caught up into that. And I know people are doing what they're doing. And you got dudes talking about the P files and things like that. But shouts out to Random University breaking it down, and then E Black's going against LTTV. Yeah, he's all right, but he's another one trying to get his name up through reactions. But it's like bruh, that's not how you do YouTube. I mean, that's part of YouTube, but you don't want to do that for the rest of your time. I just don't see the fact that you're going to make it as a guy that I see thriving on this, because YouTube is very linear. That linear talk that y'all doing, that's what sells. But people like that stuff, and they expect people to be more than ever. You know, y'all. Excuse me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go on mute. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back. I had a little break, but I'll be back. But what you see right now on the internet is just dry ass content. Niggas ain't got nothing to talk about. Talking about the same old BS all over again. The Lost Bros, which I call passport bros, they're same sexuals too. They're just like these niggas that ain't got no life. They can't get no women. I mean, not women, but females. Because most of them ain't really women. They just dogs who they're like, "Roo, roo." They want whores, bro. That I told you that's their palette. If they want to marry hoes like from the AVN awards or whatever, it's all dying, bro. Like everything that you see after the pandemic, ever just died because of that war divided everybody. I try to tell you, you're gonna see some crazy stuff in the near future. Everything is saturated, it's dead. Inflation's hurting people. It helps some, but it hurt people. Election year is dangerous. This is a circus era, and I'm telling you, it is ball game. Circus era. I don't care who gets it. I don't believe Trump will win it because they don't want another man in there anyway. I just don't see him winning. Delusional people believe he's gonna win. He's not gonna win that. Keep talking that bullshit because well, you heard what Putin said. They don't really care. I said he won the war. He didn't really win the war. He's gonna lose it. He won his defense of the land, but Ukraine's still fighting. So whoever becomes president, Putin's done. He's already 70 plus years old. He's a year older than my father. He's just turned 71 last year. He's born in 1952. Even though he'll be 72 this year, my dad will be 71 this year in March. So that generation is done. Like he might not even win the presidency over there. A lot of cities corrupt. Yeah, he may cheat, but he ain't gonna be able to do that because they're against him. I'm trying to tell you, Russia's divided. Just because I watch their network don't mean they're right. He punked that RT group, and they was on YouTube for years and years. But I'm telling you right now, I don't see him lasting that long in Russia because he has a Muslim problem with the Chechens. See, that's what Ukraine reminds him of. And it's a mixture of the old Yugoslavia wars. He was involved in that shit too, and back in 1992 when that shit happened. Because Russia at that time, the Federation, when the Soviet Union already failed, he was a part of that shit when he was a young man and tried to lead. He's been doing this shit for a long, long time. He was a former KGB. I tried to tell him, yeah, that's true, but he's part of the Russian Federation as well. That's why he has that prowess. That's why he gets to talk shit what he want to do, but he's gonna get dealt with. He assassinate that guy that wanted to assassinate him. He had something to do with it. He tried to deny it, but no, you had something to do with that. That's proven. You can't hide from that because Russia ain't love like that. They try to be friends. Yeah, y'all friends in trade and business and stuff, but you back the illegal stuff. Now China, they try to say it's their buddy. That's their buddy, but China don't care for Russians like that. China is an opportunist ass country. That country is finished as we know it. Ain't nobody care about China. China's not a threat. Russia's not a threat. The threat is North Korea. Because North Korea, they trying to get on the action for that Korean War shit. But the boy's trying to see how America's so weak. He's gonna take advantage of everything he can because he's in Africa right now getting more munitions to build up his arsenal against America. So that's who we should really be worrying about. Him and other terroristic people that has that mindset of the Armageddon. They try to say everybody's gonna be in World War III. You already in World War III, sir. You've been in World War III since what they call it, the War on Terror. That is World War III. When they knocked down them towers, y'all should have been ready then. But these same sections from 2015 gonna try to tell you some other shit. They don't know what the hell they talking about. They worse than the GMS group that we used to destroy on here, and we destroy them left and right. And I never lost on here with them. They're a bunch of clowns. But in reality, just like these niggas, I compared them to from the past because they sound similar. They said the same stuff, but ain't produced nothing. So y'all listen to a bunch of predators on here that's losing their minds, male and female, and they're done. I don't understand why people. Hey, what's going on, Khalil? Salute. It it's just trash at the moment. Like, yeah, you got streams talk about Kudampy. Shouts out to Red for that, but girl, you gotta do something different because they're gonna get tired of you after a while. I know this for experience, Red, if you're listening. You're going to have to focus on what you really like as content. Yeah, you can do the entertainment video games on the side. Like, just keep it on your gaming channel. Just do that. But do not try to compete with niggas on here. I try to tell y'all, stop competing with them. It's not gonna work. All that drama shit, all that shit's played out. Like, everybody's trying to do it. There's other platforms you can do that on. I mean, I try to tell y'all, X, or which I was known as formerly known as Twitter, they got the spaces on lock. They know everything about you niggas, man. They don't mess with YouTube like that. If you notice, people got tired of YouTube years ago when you start changing the rules and shit. I gotta say, I found another content creator. Her name is Sirkat, but she was known as Chicken Nugget Girl. That girl is hilarious. She has the funniest shit. And your what's this girl's name? But she has OnlyFans. Her name is Your Fave Riri. She does ASMR. That girl is I know she's a freak and everything, but she tries to say she's a weirdo. She admits that she's a weirdo. But let me tell you something. It's no hate from her though. I think she's a decent person. I mean, she's reasonable. And fellas, she is single. I don't know if but I know she's older for y'all taste. I mean, she I. It's no hate from her. I follow her Instagram lives and stuff. She has a little entertaining stuff. But it's no need. Y'all, if y'all don't like her, that's cool. That's fine by me. But this other girl, what's her name? Winter. It's Winter. She's hilarious. And she tried to do the ass clap, which is funny. Which is funny. You rage is stupid. Yeah, man. It just shows you we are in the pantheons. The understanding of manhood. Okay. Mm. Breaking DJ Stephen Wright, a presenter on BBC Radio, said has died. Okay. He's a bunch. Yeah, I think it's a bunch of nobodies. Oh, the guy, rest in peace, that played Apollo Creed, rest in peace. I didn't know he was that old. He was like 76 years old. I said, damn, is that old? She said created by the CIA. Talking about hip hop. I disagree with that. I don't think they created hip hop. When people talk like that, they on BS. I'll tell you that right now. Don't listen to these dummies out here. See, they'll say anything. The truth is the truth. Yeah, they had something to do with buying Google and YouTube. I know that, but hip hop, nah, you reaching, sis. Reaching, baby girl. Talking out of the ass. Yeah, they already know what niggas is on because niggas is stupid. They retarded. Like I try to tell you, they bot slaves. Bot slaves and wage slaves. Bunch of narcissistic retards. They deserve to get their head knocked off. And the reason why you don't see that many live streams no more and everybody's doing pre-record and it's organic. Yeah, exactly. The reason why you don't see that many live streams from, if you want to go by 2020 during the pandemic, yeah, everybody was getting views that left and right, left and right, left and right, right? Everybody was getting that. If you came at a time starting content creation, if you're brand new from YouTube, right? If you started somewhere around when I got 1,000 subscribers, 2019. But let's go past 2019 because I didn't have 1,000 subscribers at the time. I didn't buy my shit. I did my shit organically as well. Somewhere around 2017, live streaming was already popular in 2017. It took over the nation, right? By 2018, some weird shit happened on YouTube. And Tumblr had some sex scandals, P-file scandals, my ad. But they want to destroy the BBW community, which they did. And most of them you see now, they're going to X, formerly known as Twitter. Before Elon Musk bought it, it was known as Twitter at the time. They went to Twitter and they gained all that following. See, you got to remember, you had to pick the year. 2018, it wasn't that pornography rhymes with born, right? Yeah, because I ain't gonna use it. See, that sounds corny, right? When they say that, I won't say pornography, right? I'm gonna say one time. That's it, and or say pornography or pornography, right? It wasn't much of that on Twitter. I mean, it was. Let me tell you something. There was they flagged those Twitter pages left and right, 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 right? I'll tell you when they start doing that. They start doing that so around 2015 when I was on when it was called Twitter at the time. That was when it was standard. But over the years, 2015 from 17 were the best years of Twitter. If you really say it was, yeah. But they wasn't making no money, like Elon was saying. That's true. But those are the best years you can get away with those years because it's different. Things was different back then. This was under, I believe, under Trump. I believe because 2015 and then 16, the election year, Trump won. 2015 was Obama's out of Obama years. That's the start of it. But then 2016 came around. That's when who's who, Obama's last year. So yeah, I remember. And I was in the workplace at the time. That time of Twitter was fun to me. And 2017 was fun. Those 2 years that I had in the dealership was fucking fun. I enjoyed it. I was in my late 20s at the time. I just turned 29 that year in 2017. Then the next year I just turned 30 and I quit the job. I didn't like this much. I could have stayed and went somewhere else and did that. But I just like, man, I should have did this in my early 20s. I would have had something. But at that time, it was cool. But that 2018 was a wash, for me. But then 2019, I was thought about coming back on YouTube at the time, but this is before the pandemic. But I was moving out of Atlanta and things like that. But then 2019 rolled around. I wasn't doing content creation then. But like I said, they took over 2018. I tell you, them adult stars, and then they came and the amateur wannabes. They came around that time. See, 18 and 19 was their best shit. But during the pandemic, oh, they exploded with all nudes and you name it. Everybody was on the take on OnlyFans, and these weird dough ass hoes ruined the whole thing. OnlyFans was an adult site. Mind you, sexual explicit stuff, adult site. And the reason I say it was known for that at the time, now they want to do weird shit on it, and it died. Now that's why everybody's on loyal fans right now because as it goes to show you during the pandemic, it was standard when they got their views. And then 2021 came out, they was stuck. And then once went away the next year, that's when everybody came outside finally. So 2022, it was starting to dying off. But 2023, it's been a wash since last year. Old girl said it best. Winter said it best. I agree with her. It's been a wash since forever. And in 2023, it was just, what it is. But this year's election year, everything slowed down. See, live streaming was big in 2020 when old boy did it for some hours now. I started doing it during in April when it wasn't popular. So I was getting people to people panel. I did the panelist thing in 2020. 2021, I did it. My shit went up. My numbers went up. I went crazy with a USB mic. And next thing you know, boom. Then my views got dropped the next year because we made an impact. When we birthed all these people that podcast, live stream, we gave them all the voices and they was watching us and then they want to do it and then they grew. Mics and everything. They took it over. And then 2023 came around. Everybody's on the same level once again. 2024, they went right back to what it was. It's a wash. Everybody's going to Rumble now. I told y'all this 3 years ago of what Rumble was going to be in other places. Shout out to Soul Black for saying that. That transition went smoothly as usual. And some other assortment of scandals. Yeah. Tumblr is dead. It ain't what it used to be. Y'all forgot Tumblr was adult central. Yeah, I did news and blogs similar to what you call it? It's similar to Telegram because Telegram replaced Tumblr. If y'all like Telegram, Telegram is pretty neat. I like Telegram because you can join in groups. Yeah, you got the premium Telegram, you pay and all that stuff. Tumblr never had that. Tumblr was Tumblr. You see anything raw, people that was naked, the adult stars, the females, of course. That was better than Instagram. It was pictures. There was no video, but it was pictures. Tumblr was the perfect place to get your freedom. And then Chris Sanders said it best. And when it got destroyed by the weirdos, it ruins everything. Just like these other sites. And a lot of people stop effing with it. And then they start going to Twitter and things like that. And Twitter's not a good viable option. They try to use it as a promo stuff. And that's sad, and Instagram is one of the worst ones to use. But Instagram started with a broadcaster because podcasting is big now, public on these internet sites. So podcast has been big during the 2021, and then it flourished. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got a live stream. Everybody's got content. And now they're doing this. Now, me, yeah, I'm on a mic and everything. Yeah, I got my interface and all that stuff. It's cool. I got my laptop, you name it. But that shit is so wild, man. I could tell you that a lot of stuff that doesn't really matter at this point because people can say what they want about nonsense all day. And shouts out to random universities. But yeah, man, a lot of people say some dumb shit. You have to understand these smaller spaces, black spaces, they disperse over time. I'm in the filthy side. I represent. Shouts out to Zip with the Drip, man. Like he's entertaining. He's funny as hell. That filthy section is rolling. That's a thriving space that I like. I like to be entertained by those niggas. Them niggas is wow. That's the shit I'm entertained. But the rest of you niggas in the so-called mainstream, y'all a bunch of same section, gay as hell. Ain't nobody listen to that bullshit 24/7. I ain't listening to that shit. That shit's played out. I got tired of that shit in 2023. See, 2022, I was on that tip, but 2023, I got tired of that shit. I talked about different things. I said, man, I was done with it then before that, like in 2022. I got tired of talking about it. In 2023, I still got tired of it. And I had a good year. I enjoyed every fuck out of what's going on. But that 2024, bro, wee, 2024, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. This year, the circus era, oh, I'm going to have some fun this year. I don't know what it's going to be. It ain't going to be a lot of live streams. I'm going to tell you that right now. Mine's going to be periodically, and then I'll do some recording for Wednesday, and that's it only. And then if I want to do a live stream, it's going to be on a certain day. I enjoy. But man, it's just crazy that people get caught up on the silly stuff. You know how it goes. Y'all know how it goes. 34 minutes in, and and the cycle continues. Yeah, the bullshit cycle continues because it's bullshit. Of course, it continues, but if it continues long enough, it ain't gonna be no content no way. Because I see people falling off all the time. I watch this thing. I've been around for years. I can tell you, YouTube is washed. It's always had been. You get new people, it'll be something, and then it'll be washed again. Nobody likes YouTube like that. They just want competition, and you got to be careful what YouTube is about. YouTube is not about money. It's about substance of content. Money is just secondary. If you want to support me like that, that's cool. But I never beg for people for cash apps and all this stuff. I'm not that type of channel. I'm a channel that deals with information. And if you want to sell information, you go ahead and do the websites and sell it to yourself. And that's what's wrong with YouTube. YouTube has always been you make your choices of making money. If you do monetize, you can't say a whole lot of shit because they'll flag you, they'll bar you. And the people that's not monetized, a lot of say, yeah, they can get rid of them anytime, but what's the point of getting rid of them because it's entertainment? They're gonna put us in another section of YouTube and let us thrive without it. Now, if you make money, you gotta follow their rules. Basically, you're on TV. Those are TV rules, by the way. Those guidelines that we get handed down, that's not applied to us. It does apply to us, but 95% of the time it applies to people that's monetized. If you're monetized, pretend you're on TV. If you're on TV, you can't even say shit. I told you it's over. It died a long time ago, and these spaces had a chance to do it in 2020 and then extend it on to 2021, but they didn't. They let Trump get in the way. Trump ruined a lot of stuff for people, even though he did some damage. But those Trump years when I worked was kind of the best years of survival. I didn't lose a job. I kept it for 2 years, and interesting. 2018, yeah, I could have stayed for 3 years. That 2019 was a wash. That was just a wash, man. It was a wash for me because 2019, I didn't really see it as much of a threat, but it was just what it was, and everybody was on that tip. But that 2020, that pandemic, oh man, people was panicking and they was acting like crazy. But that 2021, man, when I came back from YouTube, and I was like 32 at the time, going on to be 33, which I made it to 33, thank goodness, and I did, and I survived it. I enjoyed the hell out of being 33 years old. Then the next year, I was 34, survived that. Now I'm in the 4 land, approaching 70, which I'm not. I'm 35 right now, going on, I'm in the 4 land territory. So I got to watch myself, my diet, and all this stuff. I'm exercising, doing good, and looking good and happy in a better place that I am now. But in reality, in content, not just outside of you. Outside of you too, I'm doing decent. I'm doing okay. I'm getting there and what I need to get done. But outside is doing good. But online, man, I just like making free flowing content. Just talk about different things and just move on and just keep it pushing. But I don't really do a whole lot of silly stuff like I used to. I had fun with it with these dirty niggas on here. It's just these niggas is just dirty. Ain't got nothing else to do. Got too much time on it. I can't do these long live streams like I did in 2021. 7 hours to 13-hour live. No, bro. I can't do that. Them live streams are so dumb. You know what they were? Yeah, we had some points, jot notes, and see what we're gonna do outside the pandemic, but none of them things didn't apply. And I applied what I did now. Some of the things, and it worked. But the rest of the shit they was talking about is bullshit. I can get that on my own. See, these dudes struggle with he wants to talk about relationships. I'm gonna talk about right now. I talk about it in the live stream. I've been saying this shit for 3 years. Whoever's listening, these niggas always been bitch made since birth. They just don't have it. And these niggas talk about the same stuff 95% of the time, and nobody fucks with them like that. And that goes to show you you can't listen to people online acting crazy. Now, me is different. You can research or whatever. And you can fact check me, ask me questions, and I'll tell you, I'll make a mistake and that's it. But I'm not gonna deal with all that, the doxing stuff and all that. I'm not doing all that. Still need, I don't exist on the internet like that and live on it. At least I got some outside forces. But you gotta understand that's just the stuff that you have to look at on your own personal time. These girls, these telegrams. Oh my god! I tell you, man, thank you, old boy Absalom, for that, man. That app has been dope for me. Like I can tell you right now, it's not that many good apps on here. It's just you just gotta learn to try things and just enjoy. He said the hour in a minimal is ideal. Yeah, hours minimal. I do an hour live stream. If you're doing it by yourself, yeah. But doing it for 2 hours, I've done it before by myself. But 3 hours, that's too long. I can't do that. I gotta do that with somebody in 4 hours. I've done that. Those all live streams. If we was inside and stuck and we couldn't go nowhere, that's all 2021 stuff. And when people you see people still doing that, they're stuck in the pandemic mindset. The pandemic mindset is when you're doing a lot of streams, ain't talking about a whole lot of nothing. You're just promoting a whole lot of filler. I might talk about that on the vlog stream. I might talk about that. I might talk about it. We'll see what the weather's like for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna able to or not. Because I want to see what the weather's like. Because I know it's gonna be cold. Friday's gonna be cloudy. Friday's gonna be cloudy. You know what? I might talk about that tomorrow. I might. And I ain't gonna promise y'all a thing, but it might be tomorrow or Friday. I'm free on that. I gotta do something. I gotta do something on a vlog stream. I gotta talk to y'all for a minute. Yeah, but that shit is wild, man. Like y'all expecting people just to be sitting waiting on things, but it's just what it is. But you got niggas thinking they got it all together. They got it all the way together, but they don't. But that's the whole thing. I've done long lasting. You can see my old stuff from 2021 when I was talking to certain individuals. I did 8 hours before. I did 10. I did 11 and 12 was the max I did with the independent, not independent, but Sunday Madness. I know it says 11 hours, but we went on 12 hours. I didn't save that from StreamYards, and StreamYard days was just crazy. StreamYards was just typical StreamYards. It's just like the fact that StreamYards is the only thing standard at the time I dealt with it. And I paid that for like a whole year, that whole year in 2021. And then I had to re up during the spring of the next year. And it was expensive. And I had to switch to this. And I think this is more suitable. You can restream your stuff and then react to and have a lot of things going for it and make it more suitable for people to understand and digest. So during at that time, that was a good year to me to start doing live streams. And I didn't think live streams was going to be a thing for me, but it was popular in 2017. I should have did this a long time ago. I don't regret doing what I did, but I kind of it's a little regret. But I wish I would have did this early and had the mic thing went down. Or I had more subscribers back then. I still would. But at the time, I felt like, when you're in the workplace, I want to build my subscribers. So I was on YouTube. Oh, I was on YouTube. I just didn't do content creation then because content creation is important, right? And that's when I became the guy. I left the shit and I was happy. But I was young then, because I got away from the YouTube stuff a long time ago. And YouTube was the only thing that I stuck with as standard. I was doing the sports community and they went crazy, you know? And that's just the thing. I'm glad I'm not showing you on the crazy stuff. Man, this girl, she loves all the attention. Oh man, she loves all the attention. But it just goes to show you that you pick who's who, and that's the stuff that you know. Yeah, I'm in my mic. The stuff I won't get close and all that stuff. But yeah, I've been listening to my the reggae stuff. I've been listening to different music genres and stuff like that. But the typically the reggae stuff and looking at old stuff. I saw a the old dance hall. They would call it dance. It's dance hall, but or they pronounce it dance hall. They would say right. The '80s dance hall is just incredible. But I'm subscribed to this one guy. His name is Uncle Gaza. It's a good channel. Talk about the history of that genre that ruled in the I would say in the '70s and the '80s. And he broke down guys that I listened to over the years, and my ear has been way developed listening to that genre. I love it so much. I like other genres. I like your house and things like that. But I'm not big on rap like that no more. I mean, I still mess with underground rap. That's it, and battle rap. But the other music genres, I've always kept them, and I still it's the same all the time, and I appreciate it. The artists and all that, I stick with it. I listen to anything when it comes to music, but my favorites will be the reggae, house, and other music forms. Like the underground rap, and then what else? Classic music. That's it. Jazz is okay. I'm not big on jazz when I was growing up. I grew up listening to jazz. My father had a lot of jazz tapes and stuff like that and CDs and vinyl records. Yeah, he had that. The least favorite genres I don't like is country music and R&B. I don't like neither one of them. I like the classic soul and the classic R&B, but I do not like this modern um but that just goes to show you where we at. But you got people believing that's the stuff that you see, but the '80s, dancehall, like it's still on YouTube. They got a lot of channels in there. This is another guy named Judah Asante. He's got all the hits. I've just recently listened to 87. I think Stereo 187 is on his channel, Judah Asante, and his name is Papa San, or some people pronounce it Pappy San or Yellow Man, but it's Papa San really. But some people call him Pappy San. How they pronounce it, Pappy San or Captain. He was hanging with guys like Yellow Man. I've heard his stuff. It's good. Captain Barkley. I mean Barkey. He's good. I've heard of his stuff. Wicker Man. All of them. David Blue. The lecturer. I've seen the lecturer live on the Pinterest card in Metro 87. That's a classic one too. If you type in pictures 1987, he killed that. Lapa said somebody in the comments says that's when Pictures got shot in '87 during the Metro. It's a possibility. Like he told his story, him and Pappy San. And I didn't know Pappy. I forgot. Yeah, Pappy San and Dirtsman or Dirtsman is they pronounce him Dirtsman, but we know him as Dirtsman. They're brothers, but he was murdered by some group. But at that time, he wanted revenge, but he said he couldn't do that. He's trying to get away from that because Jamaicans are tough people. They're just like Haitians. They hard people too, but they know how to get out of the stuff in the jam. So Jamaicans have a lot of history in their music, and I'm fascinated. I've been messing with their culture for years, and my mom's been out to Montego Bay once. I would love to visit. If I ever visit, I'm gonna try to live out there, future for retirement. I'm just saying. I identify with that more than anything else. But other than that, all of them are good places to stay, for survival, But if I want to live in a country that has riches and stuff, it could be those European and African countries. But to be honest with you, I don't care for European and African countries because they ain't been stable for years. But the Caribbean islands, yeah, that's a good start for me. If something happens here in the US, so you know how it goes. But that's just the thing. I learned to adapt and change things and just what's what. And I know people talking about crypto this and crypto that. Y'all better stop talking about that shit. That shit's dead, bro. That shit is dead. What I think of Neil, so it's okay. It's okay. I don't get into it as much. It's all right. I mean, I grew up listening to that too. But the R&B today is trash. I don't like the modern R&B. I'm talking about modern R&B and it's garbage ass country music. I just don't mess with it. If I have to listen to their genres, it has to be classic. It has to be in the classic. It has to it has to be the stuff that I grew up listening to. I never liked country music. No, R&B was okay, and then it just got tiresome. You know what I mean? It got tiresome. And then rap was my thing growing up. Did I listen to other genres? Yes, I did. I listened to reggae during the '90s when Shabba Ranks was at that spring, that Sting back in the BT thing, and they showed them and Shaggy. But when I really got into it, it was back in '08. I know all the dancehall artists that were legendary, and they had these videos on YouTube at the time. My very first channel, I was listening to that shit every day, man. Great meditation. I was still on medication. I still was depressed on my grandmother's death, and that got me out of all that. Once I weaned myself on that medication, man, them legal drugs at 23, I had that awakening, man. It's been right since. It's just crazy, man. It's been crazy. But that's just me looking at it from that view, like I've been listening to that genre for a long time. And then yes, house music, you name it. I listen to everything. The underground rap. Oh, I was into that somewhere back in '05. Even though I fucked with it back in the day in the '90s, but in '05 and all that, Dale and them, the hieroglyphics, that was my thing. I ain't listened to them in a minute. Even though I like MF Doom, it was late. He was good. It was a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff. Rest in peace to Doom and all the greats of the reggae artists too as well. And yeah, man. But that channel, Uncle Gaza broke the history down. I like that about him, and that's it. And then Andrew, DJ Andy, no Andrew Guh, I mean Gah, or whatever his last name is. But salute to him. Shout out to DJ Andy. DJ Andy, he's good. I listen to him all the time with his radio and his takes. He got some good stuff too. I've been listening to him for years. I wasn't subscribed, but then I said, you know what? Let me subscribe to him. And then he's got some good stuff. I listen to reggae music all the time. I subscribed to certain reggae channels before I met oh boy over there. And years ago, watch him in the studio and things like that. It's just fun times. Yes, I've been to a parade and not just the parade, but the carnival. I've been to the carnival 3 times, a carnival parade. And the last two, they split over money down here in Georgia. But the one they had for years and 25th anniversary, that was some epic shit. I loved it. And they had like a little sting, they had a little party I could have went to, and I was like, nah, you know how it is. A lot of musical choices, and that's it. You know what I mean? But that's just the stuff that I listen to all the time. But that's why I didn't do a live stream last week. I was caught up in my stuff. I wasn't worrying about nothing what these niggas saying, talking about our God Samuels dress size and all this. Like, man, y'all tired of that bullshit? Are y'all tired of that bullshit? Hell, I'm thinking about the Super Bowl. I'm thinking about the Super Bowl. Get my sinus under control. It's coming out of the right side of my ear, but I had clinics to get it out, but too much information. But my nerves acting up. But that's the thing about me and these people. He says decent. Listen, back in the day, MF Doom stuff. Yeah, it is. I mean, he's got some good stuff. I listen to a lot of stuff, but listening to these niggas 24/7 is kind of daunting. It'll drain your brain out, and you gotta have a different variety of listening. Like I multitask on things. I have a device in my hand and all that stuff. I ain't got time to listen to them 24/7 on panels and live show. I just don't have the energy for it. That's just goes to show you where people are at today in society. But yeah, but the sports world is it's good. Everybody's still talking about that Super Bowl. That's gonna die out because the All-Star game is gonna be incredible. And the thing about the All-Star game is the NBA is gonna be bigger than the Super Bowl because it's everybody's going back to East and West thing. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And then I started listening to one of their artists last night about the years ago. I talked about that 85 what they had like the place. I think they were in Jamaica or New York. I forget where they are. They had a guy that I still listen to. He's a good artist. I think it's Yami Bolo. Yami killed a lot of joints. Him and Buru Banton. They all them guys were legendary. And then they were singing as children. Yami and them other guys and Ghost. And then they grew up to have dreadlocks, and next thing you know, they just started. That's a cultural thing too. They've been doing this for a long time. That's how good they are. I mean, them boys was killing it. That was back in the day, man. The 80s was something else. The 70s and the 80s were the golden years of reggae. Yeah, Bob Marley had it, but he brought it to the world. But in reality, it was other people before Bob Marley brought it to the world too. I know the history of that as well. In case one people correct me. No, it was like that. Marley just made it more redeemable, and then and the other artists made it more of a style thing. So if you hear modern dancehall, it's not what it used to be. But you're gonna see all this stuff. But that's just goes to show you where we at today and all this stuff. But I know it's about an hour coming up. So y'all get ready and whatever. I'll talk to y'all like 3 to 4 minutes and I'm gonna dip because all I gotta say. But like I said, these live streams they see on other channels, they've been dry for a reason because nobody's got nothing to talk about because they ain't no nothing spectacular going on. The war is the only talk about. You can't talk about it on YouTube because you might lose your channel over some nonsense. And it's just crazy. You can't really say much no more. I don't say nothing at all no more. I just learned to use subliminals and just keep it pushing. But you got niggas want to argue all day about you and everything else. But Mr. I ain't gonna call Mr. Fittinelli like I call him. I'm gonna change his name. I'm gonna call him Mr. Gumtastic. They said, who's Gumtastic? You know who I'm talking about. That fucking nigga. I think he a suicide. He said, I met OG Speed. That dude's a weirdo, bro. Slap the shit out of that boy. And that dude's a weirdo trying to call me one. Nigga, you a weirdo. Why sudden you? Nigga, what? Dude's a weirdo, bro. Ain't got time for that. Let me step away real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going on mute. All right, I'm back. I'm back with the thing on the tube. So you know how it is. I'm talking to you about like 3 to 4, 5 minutes. He says it's getting dry lately. Oh yeah, it's always been dry. Yeah. Yeah, I won't highlight you. Yeah, it's always gonna get dry. Yeah, Khalil, like this shit's been over. Like they when their God passed away, bro, that shit is dead. Like they know better than not to talk about anything. I started listening to a lot of stuff, but people say I'm not that dumb and and thinking like a narcissist. He said, "Man, if it was me, I think it was ridiculous." That's how a narcissist would talk. He's a weirdo. It's a punk. They always lose in the street because if you notice, a lot of them get their heads blown. Them rats, them people be snitching. They always get their brains blown away because they were narcs. They're retards. And then some of the sociopaths they ran shit. They want to be in politics. It's a little corruption, but a sociopath always have power. He always played the chess game. The psychopath don't. You got two layers of psychopaths. You got the ones that don't care about people, and then you got one that flip flops like a narc a little bit, but in reality, they have some caring. But they flip flop. They pick and choose who they care about. You got that type, but then you got the type that's just straight up typical psychopath. So don't expect much. I'm just keeping it. Yeah, just like I'm just looking at the shit what's going on. Okay. Enough of that. I'm not gonna look up for that shit. Let's see what Kim's big headed self talking about. Kim Iverson. I don't know what Kim looked like body type wise. She thick or she small, Hope she ain't no little bitty ass women. I can't stand little women like that. I mean, there's a few exceptions. I like this one from Twitter. She's cute. Her name is S Small. I think she's a freak though. But she deleted the ones with them head pictures, man. She was embarrassed by it. Don't be afraid about your head. And that just goes to show you, Rumble's straight. It ain't like everything, like niggas like they claim. It's just what it is. So yeah, my 4 minutes up. But yeah, I will talk to y'all sooner or later in not the next week, but the next week after. We're gonna do it right this time because we're in February, Black History Month. We're gonna talk about the nigga shit on Black History Month. Why is it lame and it's the leap year? Yeah, you got it's crazy. You know, yeah, that's all I got. But yeah, but shouts out to Khalil, man, and the people that in the clouds, and appreciate y'all coming through, man. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all like 2 weeks from now. But not the next week, but 2 weeks from now, and then we'll do this again. And I'll end this sooner or later in March. Not gonna do this series much longer, but you know how it is. Uh, s- oh yeah, what's up? But it is what it is, man. Like I look at it for what it is, but I think when you see stuff, things change, and people doing different content, that which is I greatly appreciate it. But when I look at what I'm doing, it's just like Are people stuck in the past? That pandemic stuff is over. I try to tell you, these people just up out of here with that. But you know that's just the thing. But shouts out to Raven and Khalil Bell for coming through. But shalom to the people of Israel, of course, and the Gentiles as always. Pray to the east and things will get better. Yes, pray to the Most High Yah as always. Shalom. Until next time, and I'll see y'all on the next one. And I'm out.